Run Collision Center. Super late models, 25 laps of distance. Green flags out. They're coming at you. Bosser with a good start there. He'll take the early lead. Hess is going to throw it all the way out to Waterford on the outside. Bosser's got the momentum coming out of turn 2. Bosser holds on to the lead. Hess is going to throw her into 3 and 4, making some haymakers, and going to lead lap number 1. Dave Hess Jr. leads lap number 1. Bosser in second. Battles go on for 3rd, 4th, and 5th. Dave Hess Jr. comes out of turn 4, leads lap number 2. Bosser second. Doug Eck gets into the bump 22. Bumpy Hedman, nice save there. He'll stay into 3rd. Eck gets a little wide coming out of turn 2. Opens up the door for Hollywood Mike Knight. The big tree. Greg Oaks gets to the inside of Eck. Eck goes back to the 6th spot. Dave Hess Jr., your leader. Darrell Bossert second. Bumpy Hedman 3rd. Mike Knight's worked his way up to 4th. And the big tree, Greg Oaks, rounds out your top 5. Cars going around pretty fast here on the high side here at Eriez. So Bumpy Hedman in the 3rd spot, starting to feel some pressure from the 9K of Hollywood Mike Knight here. 9 laps in the books. Dave Hess Jr. comes up on a slower car, able to get by that. It's a 4-star at Douglas Eck. Douglas Eck going to take it to the pit side here. Caution comes out. We got a car spun over in turns 1 and 2. It is Hollywood Mike Knight. Hollywood Mike Knight over in turns 1 and 2. Didn't see what happened there. Know he was racing hard with Bumpy Hedman. Super late models. Dave Hess Jr. brings the field of green. Green flags out. We're back underway. Pair of 22 is going to battle for that 2nd spot. Bosser drives down in the inside and holds on to 2nd. We got 22s in 2nd, 3rd, and 4th. All chasing a 44. Mike Knight trying to work his way through the field here. Went to the back, got passed by, he's passed 5 cars already since the drop of the green. Mike Knight's the car to watch here on the outside. He's going to go for the 2-for-1 special. Makes it 3 wide out of turns 3 and 4. Knights on a mission. Hollywood Mike Knight's worked his way right back up where he was. He's going to go to the outside of Eck and take the 5th spot. Do not make a driver mad. He will come back and go here. We're going to the halfway point here. 12 laps in, 13 laps remaining. Mike Knight is cruising out there. He's back up to the 5th spot. Pair of cars going side by side right in front of him. Knight's going to keep it on the top shelf here. Knight goes to the outside of Oaks. Bumpy Hedman right there in front of him. Oaks and Hedman go side by side. Knight trying to find which lane's gonna go. No, Knight keeping true to the outside here as Hess kicks off the laps here. 14 laps in, 11 laps down. Battle is for 3rd. Place to watch is for 3rd, 4th, and 5th. There are 3 cars you could fit all under a blanket there. Oaks and Hedman continue to go side by side. Knight's trying to find a way by them both here. Knight keeps that car right on the outside of Oaks. Contact made. Knight's going to go up to the 4th spot. Mike Knight able to get by Greg Oakes. He'll set his eyes on the B22 of Bumpy Hedman. Nice recovery by Mike Knight there. Mike Knight put on a heck of a show here. He had to go to the tail after a caution there. He's worked his way right back up to 4th. Knight's got the 9K right all over the back of the bump 22. Just not able to quite make the pass. Hess comes around here 18 laps in, 7 laps remaining for the 44. Mike Knight gets by the bump 22. Bumpy Hedman's going to lose some ground. Oakes gets by him. Mike Knight now up to 3rd. 5 laps remain for the 44 Hess. Mike Knight just ripping the top here, making some haymakers. He's had a nice recovery up to 3rd. Two flags in the air, 2 more times around. We'll see if Mike Knight can pick off the 2nd spot here. That's been the race to watch. Hess has solidly got the lead here. Mike Knight has caught up to the 22B of Bosser. Bosser's been running that low to inside groove. Knight's there now. They gotta negotiate the 15 of Murado. Bosser's gonna go to the top. Knight's going up there as well. Dave Hess Jr. is going to come out at turn 4 and pick up the feature win. Darrell Boss is going to hold on to that 2nd spot with Hollywood Mike Knight finishing 3rd. All right, Dave, you know, early in the season, it looked like it was going to be a little rough start. You picked up the victory here, and then there was oil sitting right on the bottom of the track at the motor that, you know, had to get looked at. And then after that, it looks like this 44 car has been on a rail. And there's no stopping this 44 at Eriez now. This track has been to your liking, and this 44 car has been very, very good here.
Definitely. Yeah, we weren't, you know, cars have all been fast all year. We just weren't quite having the luck the first month or so. Had some engine problems, like you said, and now we got everything rolling back in the right direction. And man, this thing is just lights out when I have these, especially at the tracks we're allowed to run the American racers. So, man, I don't know if I've ever driven a car so good. And you know, my guys were telling me if we had a good lead there, just, you know, wanting me to slow down, but the car just, like, it doesn't like to slow down. It gets tight on me as I try to back her off, so I just kept running her as hard like we were. And man, it just takes a lot of people to get these things where they are. My guys have been busy all weekend, you know, not just on this thing, but on 3 different cars and 4 different go-karts, and we're spread pretty thin. So just thanks to all of them, all the sponsors. Hats off to Eriez and the track crew. What an awesome racetrack tonight. Man, I wish it could be like this every night. That high side's awesome. You could move around all over it. It turned out real like a perfect track. So thanks to them. Thanks for all you fans for cheering us on, and hopefully we'll be back next week.
You got one other quick question. What do you do with a $7,000 ring? You better not change that with your wedding ring, but what do you do with that $7,000 ring?
I'll tell you what, the thing's pretty dang cool. You know, like I said last night, you can watch the process there on, I think it was on Rush's Facebook, on the Rush Crate deal, but on how they made the whole thing, and it was pretty neat to see. But it is definitely a fancy, you know, not that I'll get a whole lot of use out of it, but it is a pretty awesome piece. So that was pretty cool, and you know, hopefully we can keep all these cars going in the right direction. And you know, like I say, this car here, we're still just learning it, honestly. You know, we've only got probably 10 races on it, and so it seems like everything we do, it's getting better. So the potential's, you know, there's a lot of potential in this thing, and thanks to all them guys at Longhorn too. They're great to work with, so hats off to them, and you know, everybody who keeps the wheels turning on the 44.
All right, let him hear it, folks. Dave S. Jr. picks up the Mill Run Collision Center Super Late Model feature.